Welcome back to another edition of That's My Story on YouTube.com. I'm your host, Nathaniel Zukowski. Want to get a hold of me? You could do so at scarletandgray18 at gmail.com. You can also text me 614-905-9159. Watch the show, subscribe to the show, become a fan. Let's get down to business for today. The topic that I wanted to touch on was the Georgia LSU game that happened this past Saturday. If you weren't aware of what happened last Saturday, you didn't catch the Georgia LSU game, here's what happened. Georgia losing the contest with about 3 minutes to go. They march down the field and score on LSU, leaving about 1 minute left on the clock, somewhere around that range, 1 minute, 1 minute 30. They score. Joe Cox hits A.J. Green in the end zone for a touchdown. He proceeds to celebrate after scoring a touchdown. They go ahead in this game. LSU's got about a minute left. Everything is pointing towards Georgia winning this football game. They're at home. He's excited. He's excited about making what appears to be a game-winning touchdown for his team. Now, granted, he does not taunt anybody from LSU. He doesn't do anything vulgar. He makes no gestures towards the crowd that was vulgar. He just celebrates with his teammates. He scored what is thought to be the game-winning touchdown. He celebrates with his teammates and gets a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, which is then tacked on to the following kickoff, which gives LSU even better field position. They turn around, go right back down the field, and score again. Now, whether they were going to do that or not is unknown without that penalty, but it certainly helped LSU move right back down the field and score on Georgia. Gave them arguably about 15 to 25 extra yards to work with a limited time clock, and aided them in getting the lead back and winning the contest. Something similar happened last year with Washington, where they had gone up in the contest, had a chance to tie, and the extra point turned into almost a field goal opportunity, and the field goal was blocked. They end up losing the game instead of sending it to overtime. But this has become an increasing problem in college football specifically. When did football become not fun? And that's my question. Football's supposed to be fun. It's a game of emotion. It's a game of drive and determination and taking and imposing your will on the opponent. School pride is on the line. Rivalries are on the line. This guy, A.J. Green, caught the what appeared to be the game-winning touchdown, and because he celebrated with his teammates, got a 15-yard penalty. You know, honestly, I don't care. Football's supposed to be fun. When did football not become, when did we become so serious about it? Now, if he had gone and he had spiked the ball in front of an LSU defender, if he was trying to taunt the opponent, which he was not doing, I would have had a problem with that. And I would have had no problem with them flagging him for that. But he didn't do anything like that. He didn't move towards LSU. He didn't move towards the opponent. He didn't move towards anybody in the stands to taunt anybody in the stands. He celebrated with his teammates. Honestly, I don't care. When these teams score, it's an emotional moment. If he wants to get up there and if he wants to bring his teammates in, if they want to do Thriller in the end zone, choreographed Thriller in the end zone, I don't care. Football's fun. It's entertaining. Chad Johnson in the NFL does it. He gets fined for it all the time. But you know what? It's entertaining. He doesn't taunt fans. He's just having fun. If anything, the referees have one job: make appropriate calls and stay out of the game. That call right there arguably set up LSU for the victory, which they did. Move down the field, scored the touchdown, and went ahead with a couple seconds left, and Georgia could not do anything with the football. Georgia ultimately lost that game because of referee calls. Now, I know I'm going to have people who are going to say, well, Nate, if, you know, Georgia's defense should have stopped LSU, and if they had stopped LSU, that would have never been a problem. Well, yeah, granted, but you also put LSU in a far better position to move down the field and score. The referees got in the way of the contest, and that's not the first time they've done it, and it's probably not going to be the last time they've done it. The SEC did come out against the referees, which I will give them credit for that, but at the same time, it doesn't change the fact that that cost Georgia the game, arguably. That call arguably cost Georgia that football game. And granted, they tried to make up the call when Charles Scott, who scored the go-ahead touchdown for the game winner for LSU, essentially did the same thing, only it was more of a taunting fashion than anything A.J. Green did to begin with. Excuse me. I don't get that. You know, you score a touchdown, it's an emotional moment. You've done something significant, especially if you go ahead and win the game. It's a go-ahead touchdown for possibly a game winner. Be excited. Do fun things. As long as you're not taunting, you know, who cares if somebody gets up in the end zone after making a great play, a go-ahead touchdown, and does the Cabbage Patch. I don't care. Do the Rockaway, do the Cabbage Patch. Bring the teammates in and do the River Dance. I don't care. Don't taunt anybody. And in the same token, these referees, these are kids. It's an emotional game. It's a rivalry game. Let these kids have fun. If anything, if you want to get on somebody for something, get on these defenders. This is what bothers me the most. And this is what should get a flag, because it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. And I scream at the TV every time I see it happen. You've got this defender. He makes a tackle. Nothing significant in the play. He just makes a tackle. His team's down 38-0. He makes a tackle, and this guy gets up, and he's like... I mean, he's dancing around like it's an episode of Soul Train, and I want to scream at the guy, you're down 38-0. You have nothing to celebrate about. That should get a 15-yard penalty. For nothing else other than delusion and negligence. You don't know the score. You're down 38 points. You're down 14 points. You're getting killed. You make a tackle, and you act like it's an episode of Soul Train. I mean, it's just absurd. When did, you know, the NFL, the NCAA, this is entertainment. Yes, it's football. Yes, it should be taken seriously. These guys, you know, if you're a professional, if you're in the NFL, you're getting paid to do your job. If you're in college, you're obviously, you know, you want the kids to have sportsmanship. You want the kids to understand humility. But at the same time, football is built on emotion and fun. Let these kids have fun. Let these players, when they score a touchdown, have fun. If you're not getting in the way of that sportsmanship, let them have fun. It's entertainment. The fans love it. You know, watch any fan. Fans love what Chad Johnson does. I think what Chad Johnson does, I think what T.O. does, for the most part, is fun and entertaining. I thought when Chad Johnson did the River Dance, I hate the Bengals. I'm not a Bengals fan. I'm a Cleveland Browns fan, but who cares? That was entertaining. If Chad Johnson wants to putt a football like he did the one time with the pylon, it's entertainment. It's fun. It brings fun to the game. It brings fun to the fans. It brings entertainment. It gets the players involved. They know it's entertainment to some degree. They've worked hard. They earned it. They got into the end zone. Let them enjoy it. But in the meantime, you know, these referees are costing teams football games, and that's where I have a problem. These kids work their behinds off for 60 minutes. They kill each other for 60 minutes. You go up, you've worked hard, moved yourself down the field in a tough situation in crunch time and made a play, and because they celebrated with teammates, you took an opportunity away from them. I have a huge problem with that. And I'm going to continue to have a huge problem with that. To referees out there, you should be embarrassed with yourselves if you don't allow kids to have fun, if you don't allow these players to have fun. Yes, don't let them taunt things. Don't let them taunt opposing teammates and fans, but let them have fun. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. scarletgray18 at gmail.com. 614-905-9159 is the text.